What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and I gotta confess to you that sometimes when I'm reporting on this channel of what's going on in Congress, it feels like I'm telling like a telenovela. It just keeps changing from hour to hour, and it's absolutely ridiculous. You cannot make up some of the stuff that I'm gonna be sharing with you that's coming in the headlines just in the past couple hours. Literally has shifted. It's absolutely crazy, and these are the people that are now telling us they're going to be sending out some help finally. They're going to be sending out stimulus and provisions, and we might see checks, child tax credits, executive actions. They're saying this is all coming. We're entrusting these people right now to help us out. My goodness. Lord have mercy on us. You guys, wait till you see the latest news coming out. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, as you guys know, I've shared with you, the truth is starting to be unveiled right now as to some of the backdoor negotiations that have taken place in Congress. Take a look at the headlines I shared with you earlier this morning, you guys, and if you want to see this in more detail, check out that video from earlier this morning. Sinema received nearly $1 million from Wall Street while killing the tax hike on investors. So if you're wondering if certain provisions are pulled in and out and there's certain motivations that come from maybe monetization in legislation, well, you guys, you are absolutely right. We're seeing that firsthand from Kyrsten Sinema as one of these examples. Now, I also share with you some of the things that were going on with Senator Joe Manchin, but take a look at what is coming out now, you guys. Joe Manchin takes a jab at Kyrsten Sinema for reining in the drug pricing policy. You guys, he also is saying that there has been major delays in this bill because of Kyrsten Sinema. You can't make this stuff up. He's saying it's Kyrsten Sinema, but wait, there's more, you guys. Now, as I mentioned to you in that previous video, Joe Manchin, how they got him on board to pass the reconciliation bill was they pretty much let him write the bill. Manchin's permitting side deal highlights the energy transition's central conundrum. He addresses all the things that he wants, but he also tells Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, listen, we're going to also have an additional side deal. I've got these other things, these other interests that I need taken care of, so I will pass this through reconciliation. Then we're going to have a separate bill going through here very soon. Chuck Schumer says, okay, that's fine. We just need you to pass the bill. Gets it through. Well, you guys, then we hear that Democrats, they are not on board, and they're saying that you are a villain for the things that you're doing. You're betraying us. You did it with the Build Back Better. Now you're doing all these things that you want done. Senator Joe Manchin says, listen, I can handle your attacks on both sides that maybe paint me as a hero or a villain. I don't mind. I'll do it. He says, nobody in their right mind would go through what I have gone through in the past 8 months with my staff. And he says, I don't care. Say what you will. Well, you guys, take a look at this. Democrats coming out and saying, we don't owe you anything. And your little side deal, we're not going to be on board. We're going to vote you down, Joe Manchin. Your oil-friendly Inflation Reduction Act side deals, not going to happen. And he and his fossil fuel donors, they've already gotten far too much from the Inflation Reduction Act. The House Democrats, they plan to double-cross Joe Manchin on his energy deal. We sure as HE double hockey sticks don't owe him anything right now. And I shared all the details with you in that video this morning. Well, you guys, this afternoon, Joe Manchin has a response. He's got a stern warning for Democrats in the House. Take a look at this. Manchin warns Democrats, do not betray me on my climate deal. Threatens a government shutdown in Congress if they oppose, saying, you want to play? Come on, bring it on. Wait till you see what I got in store. I'm going to wreck everything. I'm going to shut down the government. You guys, you can't make this stuff up. Wait till you see what Joe Manchin had to say today. All of this is unfolding, and all of this is happening as we are approaching the midterm elections, and President Joe Biden is trying to get his approval and Democrats' approval up. They're saying they're going to pass executive actions and stimulus, you guys, and we will see. And like I said, that video this morning, if you missed it, check it out. I cover some more of the details, what Democrats said. Right now, we're going to be taking a look at what Joe Manchin had to say. And you guys, like I mentioned, we're hearing executive actions from the president are going to be coming in the next couple of days. Just shared that with you in my previous video, and we heard this earlier this week that even the Republicans are saying it looks like Democrats, if they pull this off, they're going to win. If they do, all of the stimulus that they promised for all these years and the approval has tanked, people feel like they've left them alone and in the dark and they've abandoned them, forgotten about them. They're saying if they do this at the very last minute, people will forget and they'll say, man, that Joe Biden and those Democrats, they're really great. They just sent us checks and child tax credits and Social Security increases and all these things that helped us out so much. Let's keep them in power. Let's vote them to stay. And Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is saying, yep, it's going to work. I think Democrats are going to win. Stimulus is going to win the elections, you guys. Man, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. This is what's unfolding right now. I'm going to share with you the latest headlines and report to you the news coming out on this. Now, before we dive in, also wanted to mention today is August 22nd. Today was the deadline that I wanted to have the relief roadmap ready for everybody to access. Now, I have the comprehensive list all together. We do have a couple more that have popped up. Of course, I'm going to add them. However, the website, I'm having some technical issues with the websites. I've been making phone calls this morning, trying to figure out how to get this thing all together, you guys, so it doesn't look like it's going to be happening today. I will shoot an email blast out to everybody that has signed up and keep you updated as to when we can have this come out. Hopefully in the next couple days. Please bear with me. Thank you for your patience. I want to make sure that everybody has access to everything available across the nation. Stimulus checks on every level. There's not a lot of awareness about this. Members of Congress, as I've seen, as I've been putting this together, some of them don't have necessarily motivation to share this because they're figuring out ways to get this money and twist it and turn it, as you're seeing, to get it back into their own pockets. And you guys, I don't want anybody to miss out. We're hearing that some of these funds are only available for a limited amount of time in these different states, cities, counties for people to get checks. I want to make sure that you can get everything available to you. So I'm going to have this out here very soon for you. If you want access to it, you haven't already, put your email in at www.reliefroadmap.com. I'm going to be releasing this here for you very soon so you don't miss out. Spread the word. Let your friends, let your family know. Put your emails in. We're going to be getting access to every stimulus check available across the nation. Some of these are monthly reoccurring. Just want to make sure that my viewing community is taken care of here on this channel. But you guys, keep an eye out for that. And though, let's go ahead now and dive into these articles. Now, before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate these updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on. Stimulus, Congress, the economy, what's happening on a federal level, states, cities, counties. Do me a quick favor, smash that like button. Helps out the channel a ton. Just takes a second. Thank you so much. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. All you got to do is smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. More content coming on that channel here very soon. Just so much going on in Congress right now. This first channel is keeping me busy with daily updates. And also, you guys, as I mentioned, www.reliefroadmap.com. Add your email to get added to the waiting list. We're going to be releasing that comprehensive stimulus checklist here very soon for you. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into these headlines and cover the drama that you can't make this stuff up. What's happening right now in the Democratic Party in Congress, and we're going to be seeing if they send out more stimulus. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So first up, you guys, a link in the description below to this article that came out that says Joe Manchin takes a jab at Kyrsten Sinema for reining in the drug pricing policy. Now take a look at this. Senator Joe Manchin said at a roundtable on Friday that Democrats were forced to narrow key provisions of the recently enacted Inflation Reduction Act because of Kyrsten Sinema. Now he said, we had a senator from Arizona who basically didn't let us go as far as we needed to go with our negotiations and made us wait 2 years. Joe Manchin saying this about Kyrsten Sinema. Those types of things, I don't question anybody. Everyone's responding to their own constituent base. But we did get something, and it's the first time that we made a positive move in that. And you guys, let me know your thoughts. Now, is anybody buying that? Like we have seen for the past year and a half, all of these slowdowns with negotiations all focused around Joe Manchin. And now he is busting out Kyrsten Sinema, saying that she is the reason. And now we're seeing all this stuff coming out about how she has gained over $1 million throughout the course of talks. And she was protecting those special interests. Now, you guys, we heard that Democrats have said, no, it was Joe Manchin, and you backed out on us when we had those tandem bills. You'll recall the infrastructure bill and the Build Back Better bill. They were tied together. They were broken apart. Both of the Democrat sides, the conservatives and the progressives, said, we will vote for each other's bill. But when it came down to it, Joe Manchin backed out and said, nope, not going to do it. It's going to add to inflation too much, not what I want. And we went through this entire process for over a year with Joe Manchin. Now, Democrats are saying, we don't owe you anything. And you've got this special side deal. We're not going to support it. We're going to double cross you. We're not going to pass your bill. Take a look at this, you guys, just coming out recently. Manchin warns Democrats not to betray him on the climate deal. Now, Senator Joe Manchin has cautioned the far-left Democrats that double-crossing him on blocking legislation to streamline fossil fuel and renewable energy projects would only jeopardize their green agenda. Now, in exchange for the conservative West Virginia Democrats' crucial vote to pass the party's $740 billion tax and climate spending law, Democratic leaders promised to approve a separate bill to slash bureaucratic permitting regulations that often delay energy infrastructure projects for years. Some House Democrats now don't want to keep that side of the bargain. Now, I've got a hard left right now saying HE double hockey sticks, no, we're not going to do anything now that it makes it look like we're helping Senator Joe Manchin. Manchin said recently at a state event, and I said, you're not helping me, you're helping yourself. If you want to get anything built in America, threatening them, saying, if you want to get anything done, you're gonna get on board with me, because otherwise you're not gonna get anything done. I'm not gonna support anything that you're requesting. Now, in addition to fast-tracking various energy projects, Mr. Manchin wants the permitting overhaul to include measures to jumpstart the stalled $6.6 billion West Virginia Mountain Valley pipeline. Mr. Manchin also wants the energy permit legislation tied to the stopgap funding measure to keep the government funded past September 30th. Attaching it to the must-pass funding measure gives Democratic leadership leverage to stave off defectors. It also would need at least 10 Senate Republicans to overcome a filibuster. He warned of a government shutdown if both parties don't get behind his proposal. This is something the Republican Party has wanted for at least 5 to 7 years that I've been with them, Mr. Manchin said. It either keeps the country open or we shut down the government. That'll happen September 30th, so let's see how the politics play out. Man, Joe Manchin letting them know that, hey, I'll shut everything down. I don't care. Now, take a look. Representative Rashida Tlaib, she recently told the left-leaning news outlet, The American Prospect, that we sure as HE double hockey sticks don't owe Joe Manchin anything right now. Democrats don't owe anybody anything in return for passing that bill. Senate Republicans' longtime advocate for permitting reform warned last month that they would not give Democrats the votes that they need if legislation is tied to the stopgap funding measure, known as the continuing resolution. That was the price to pay for Democrats forcing through their tax and climate spending law along party lines, Republicans said. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, Republican, he vowed to oppose anything that is a part of the political payback scheme. The Biden administration has reiterated its support for the permitting reform. So you guys, massive tug of war. We're hearing Republicans will not support it. Joe Manchin saying that he'll shut things down if they don't pass his permitting bill that he's trying to get. And man, where do we go from here? Who do you think's going to budge? But you guys, Joe Manchin coming out and saying, you double-cross me, we're going to shut everything down, you guys. Now, we will see. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. Now, hopefully, this does not start getting pushed to the forefront and they're having issues with government shutdowns and getting on board for this permitting, and it pushes aside stimulus, because we've heard that this is what Democrats are going to focus on now that reconciliation has passed and that there was going to be more executive actions for this. And if they do not, we're hearing it's going to be a red wave. But Democrats are saying, no, we're going to pass everything. We're going to get this through. There's going to be a blue wall, and we're going to stay in power. Now, we will see, you guys, but you can see there is a lot of dissension among the Democratic Party in Congress, which they currently hold all of Congress right now, the House, the Senate, and the presidency. But man, if they don't get it together here very soon, within the next 90 days, we could see a major shift to the Republican Party. We will see, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Now, that is the latest. And like I said, stimulus checks, stimulus provisions, stimulus packages, executive actions, they're all on the way here. I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. That is the latest, you guys. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop on to Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And also, as I mentioned, if you haven't already, don't forget, add your email to www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to the comprehensive list. Add your name, add your email to the wait list. That's going to be coming out here very soon. I was hoping for today, but not quite yet, you guys. I'm going to get this website taken care of and I'll get it ready for you in the coming days here. Hoping to get this out very soon so you can have access to everything and not miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.